take a different turn. A turn to explore an unusual world that now surrounds us, and yet a world that many of us remain unaware of. The atmosphere of this planet has been changed, and you are now being introduced to one of the main causes of that change. The radical transformation of our sky is a direct result of aircraft activity, now forces us to address an entirely new set of conditions. Aircraft are now repeatedly dispersing materials into the upper atmosphere at flight altitude, roughly from 35,000 to 40,000 feet. These materials expand rather than evaporate, and they usually transform into an unsightful haze that over the recent years has decreased our general visibility down to ground levels. One of the remarkable facts is that this commonly now occurs at very low levels of relative humidity, on the order of 30 to 40%, instead of the 70% or greater that is associated with cloud formation. And so we know now that these are not clouds in any conventional sense. They are indeed a unique and artificial creation that now crosses new thresholds in the atmosphere of physical sciences. If you're changing the climate of the Earth on a global level, and the water levels are being altered, then what is that other than a, I'm not going to say again that's an intent, I can only go into it, but what's the result? The result is, yes, a form of terraforming. Terraforming means changing the Earth, right?
consistent with all of the data that has been collected over 7 years. They do not exist individually, they exist simultaneously. They are, first one would be environmental modification and control, actually modifying our world in terms of its environmental weather. This would be the simplest and the easiest probably to understand and demonstrate. The second would be the conduct of biological operations using particulates as a transport medium for biological materials. The third would be the application and use of electromagnetic operations, the transmission and propagation and manipulation of energy, electromagnetic energy, within a modified atmospheric environment. Analogy there would be the ionosphere. Think of the conditions of the ionosphere at altitude, which
some type of conductivity for HAARP or something.
Yeah, that's right. That medium. Think of that medium of the ionosphere being brought to a lower level around the Earth, basically. We can talk about each of these in more detail. The fourth would be military operations. Defense, military, offensive, defensive, military operations. HAARP is certainly a main player. If you look at the thesis and patent of the HAARP facility, it fits like a glove with the actual data that exists for us now.